Hey guys, so welcome back to my channel. Really quick, I just want to address something I said in my first video. Saying how this process started with me doing CrossFit. That wasn't exactly 100% truth. One of the things that actually got me started is I was a severely obese child. Severely. Like, it was bad. We're talking like, I was a little kid wearing like extra large child shirts, if that's even a thing. I don't know if that's a thing, but you know what I mean. We're talking like, my dad forced me to play sports, forced me to be athletic, you know. And one day I started getting older and older, and obesity kind of runs in my family. I've noticed that's a trend for a lot of us that are young and obese. It ends up being a family thing, right? Or at least that's what we kind of tell ourselves, is that, oh, everybody in my family is bigger, so I'm obviously have to be fitting in with them, right? Like, it's the thing that's in our family. Some people's family has like depression or has different diseases and stuff like that that runs through their family. Mine had a lot of those different things, but one of my biggest things was obesity, both sides of the family, moms and dads. So my dad got me to play soccer, he got me to play baseball, got me to do like after school PE. That was the thing. Got me to do got me to do like YMCA basketball, YMCA soccer, like I said. Literally every outlet possible to try to get me to be athletic because he didn't want me to turn into his size. Then finally, one day, I was like 8 years old, he drug me to the gym with him. And ironically, during that time period, little kids were allowed to be in the gym with their parents. They just kind of had to be watched, right? So he stuck me on a treadmill while he was on an elliptical. And my dad's old school. Like, he wrestled back in high school and stuff like that. So he's got on like this big sauna suit under a hoodie and under sweatpants, right? So I'm next to him. I'm like 8, 9 years old. They're letting me in the gym. This is a local YMCA in Illinois. I'm on there for like 10 minutes, right? 8 years old. I'm running out of breath. That's when it first hits in my mind, like, alright, I got a problem here. That's not good. Like, what do I do? You know, like, as an 8-year-old, like, I'm starting to, like, realize, like, the state of my body and the state of my health, right? Now let's fast forward a little bit to about 16. Everybody in my high school worked out, right? So we're sitting about sophomore year. I'm about 16 years old. Everybody in my high school played football. We all went out and did the Friday night light things. I was still a little bit bigger, right? Not as bad as I was when I was a kid, because I finally grew up a little bit. Keep in mind, guys, I'm like 5'8", so not too. I'm average height. Started getting into weightlifting around that time period. Loved it. Didn't really know like much at all, right? I knew bench, squat, knew about shrugs just because I saw people doing them, and yeah, I just kind of copied. Like I said, bench press, squat, all the machines and stuff like that that were in there that anybody can use. It's about it. That's what I'd go in there and do, like 30 minutes. So that was like me as like 16, and started getting into it further and further. Started discovering different workouts, different styles to start free weights, right? Still was kind of bigger, you know. Still got made fun of a little bit. That's something we'll get into a different time. Just kind of enjoyed going to the gym though for like 30 minutes every day. Like, that was the race. Like, final bell rang, everybody ran out to their cars and trucks in the parking lot. You sat in line for 10-15 minutes trying to get out, and then you raced to your gym. And that's what everybody did. They were 16. You got changed in the locker room, you went upstairs, you all worked out. It's like the entire clique in high school that worked out picked up and moved to our YMCA. So let's fast forward a little bit more into college. Didn't know what I wanted to do. Ended up pursuing a exercise science degree, an associate's. I ended up going to community college because didn't really know what else to do. And within that, I just started learning so much more. By this point, I think I'm hot shit, right? Like, I think I know what I'm doing. I think I know about this, that, and the other. Started getting into powerlifting. Loved being able to lift big numbers out. But here's the thing with that though. I didn't care about form. I didn't care about my cardio, my calisthenic work. All I cared about was getting next big bench, next big deadlift, next big squat. The big three, right? And it's all I was preached about in high school. Like, get those 3 big numbers, you'll make the 1,000-pound club, you're good. And that's what it was all about for me. Got offered scholarships to go to a couple different universities to do powerlifting. Started competing in a few smaller end amateur level powerlifting shows. And then I decided to join the Army. This is where the fitness journey gets a little bit weird, because I'm coming in thinking I'm in shape, right? I was a little bit bigger than what I was right now. Right now, I'm going to be honest, I'm sitting about 220, 5'8". And I just thought I was hot shit, right? Keep in mind, I did powerlifting. I did not do cardio. I did not even, like, I would get on the Stairmaster for like 15 minutes. That'd be it. Like, it was a little sweaty, nothing major. Boy, did I get a rude awakening. And even within there's a whole nother story. I'll make a separate video about all this. This is just kind of an intro into correcting the mistake that I said, with this being about me doing CrossFit, right? There was a whole nother start. I didn't just become a CrossFit like athlete just by sheer happenstance, right? So, still just hitting the gym hard when I come back home from basic. I'm National Guard, just to clarify, so I get to go home. I'm a weekend warrior. And the cool thing was, though, like, I started getting better shape, started applying cardio a little bit, totally fell off. I had some personal stuff happen in my life. All I wanted to do again was just powerlift. Didn't care about anything. Started increasing around the waist, started putting on more fat in areas that I hadn't put on fat for a long time. That's when I got my second just wind of like, okay, what do I gotta do now? I can still put up big numbers on the big three, the deadlift, the powerlift, and the squat, right? But who cares about those in real life? When, this is just an example I'm going to use, when you meet a girl and stuff, they're not in the gym 80% of the time. They're not in the gym, oh my gosh, this guy can deadlift like 800 pounds. I should date him. No. They're like, who's this douche grunting in the corner with all the freaking weights on the bar, bending the bar, and he does like 1-2 reps? that's what's going through their mind. Just as a heads up, if that's any of you, I'm sorry if I'm offending you, but it's legitimate. That was me. Thought I was hot shit. Turns out I wasn't. Cared about form at this point. Cared about how I looked when I was doing it. I was a very mirror observant person, I guess you could say. But that's just the flip side of it. I became so egotistical, I was blind to the fact of how I looked and just cared about those numbers. Didn't care about abs, didn't care about looking aesthetic, or didn't care about how defined I looked, right? Here's the realization of that. I didn't care about functionality of my life. I was good at lifting something up and putting it down. That was it. How long could I hold it for? How many times could I do it? Was it something I could carry over into the real world? Yeah, a little bit. When I do landscaping work on the side, like, yeah, it helps with that a little bit, moving like a big boulder or whatever, but besides that, and yeah, everybody asks you to help them move. It's a given. I drive a truck, and I work out. It goes hand in hand. Besides the point, guys, but no function outside of the gym. Here's where functional fitness came in for me. Started up as a firefighter. It fell in my lap. That's a whole different vlog. Again, realized that I needed to make a change cardio-wise. Needed to make a change for my heart. Needed to make a change for repetitions. And that's what I did. Started following the 555 Fitness guys. There's a shout out. I'll leave their link somewhere down there. Opened my eyes to a whole different form of training. I would always make fun of like functional fitness or CrossFit or whatever, right? Thinking that it was not hard, it was easy. Like they couldn't do what I was doing, and that was me being egotistical. Boy, did I get an eye opener! Really big eye opener. And now let's fast forward to now. These wads from CrossFit HQ are kicking my ass, right? Like the first 2 weeks I was doing them, I was dying halfway through. I was wanting to scale them, not do them prescribed, wanting to just kind of give up on the whole thing, right? I kept pushing though. Kept watching videos on YouTube like Obese to Beast. Kept watching other YouTubers, Rich Froning. Started watching Dan Bailey, Josh Bridges, Sam Briggs. Started watching Brooke Ends. Like all of them. Kept getting motivated, right? Kept getting pushed forward. Now I am where I am today. And actually competed in the Open this year, which was something that was so cool to me because I've never had that camaraderie except for at powerlifting competitions. So, just to bring you up to speed on what I said in the last video, the intro vlog that I made, and to bring you up to speed on kind of a condensed, the last like 8 years of my life. I can't count unless it's 45s, guys. Sorry. But just to bring you up to speed on all that. But as always, guys, like, comment, subscribe, alright? And I will catch you on the next one. Have a good day, guys.